Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am going live right now on Instagram because I couldn't do the connect. I am sitting here grounding, grounding, and I recommend that we all do the same. Happy Wednesday, everybody, Lottie, Dottie, and everybody. I am Latanya Taylor, affectionately known as the Rev Coach, the Juicy Spirit Mama, the Priestess of Purpose, Pleasure, Passion, and Profits. And I am coming to you today sitting on the ground because I felt that Mercury retrograde energy like that. Aries energy is sudden, it is impulsive. If there are any Aries in the house, hey Frida, I've been looking for you. You tried to get into one of my trainings, and I sent you a message, hadn't heard back from you. So I don't want to be too long today because this is not a season to be doing a whole lot of talking. And if you have to do a lot of talking, you want to prepare and mind your energy. That is why I am sitting on the ground, on the floor today. Okay. Hey, my sister, Tammy, my curl coach. That's my curl coach. So welcome everybody. I want to come really. Hey, Janelle, you made it. Great, great, great. Okay, good. So I'm going to make sure I put up the banner because some of you told me yesterday or this morning that you didn't know what the text message was. So here's a couple of things. my husband just asked me, "How you doing, baby?" And I said, "You know what? I'm drove. In New Orleans, we say drove. I'm drove." And that is because the algorithm, somebody type algorithm in the comments, and I'm going to turn on the comments on YouTube and Facebook as well, so I can see you and talk to you. And it's not just me telling, it's not just a one-way conversation. Okay. Fair. So greetings, everybody, Lottie, Dottie, and everybody. It's good to see so many of you come into the room. So it's a few things that, how many of you been getting downloads? How many? Thank you for putting algorithm in the chat. Algorithm. Because essentially, whenever we talk about what's happening in the collective, what's happening with our energy and managing our energy, we are talking about an algorithm. How has your algorithm been lately? How has your algorithm been lately? Let's be honest. The Mercury retrograde yesterday, honey, caught me by surprise. And that is what this total solar eclipse is to us. I want to give you a few tips to be able to prepare your house, to prepare your mind, to prepare your body and your spirit as best as I can. I know that there are other people who are giving information as well. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. Their information is valid. However, I would encourage you. So let's just get a few things out of the way. How can you get to me? I would prefer if all of us start to move towards YouTube. Yes. Those of you who are in the Shift Talkers broadcast channel on Instagram, yes, algorithm. You still dropping algorithm in here. I would like for us to move to YouTube. So I'm going to give you how you can do that, or go to my text list so you can be notified. Okay. I want to go into this, and I want you to look at the word forecasting. It's just like the word forgiveness. It's just like the word foreground. What does tell you when it's before a word? This is the English teacher in me that's coming to the forefront. What does the word, hi Imani, greetings to you, spiritual warrior, deep bow. What does the word for mean to you? What does the word for? For. Yes, we do have to be mindful what streams we drink from. Yes. Prior to. Nurse Shea Marie said prior to. The word for. What does the word for? When we say forgive, it means, okay, something is coming for. Okay, that's good. What else does it mean? For. When you hear the word for. Does it mean, for some of you, it means to receive? What does the word for mean to you? Well, the word for also means to be in front of. So when we talk about forecasting, what does casting mean to you? Right? What does casting mean to you? Because casting is like, if you are a fisherman, you understand that there's a cast. Have you ever seen a fisherman cast a net out? Right? Have you ever seen a fisherman cast a net? That is, when we talk about casting, that's one thing. But what is a cast? Right? Because when we talk about forecasting, it's the power that each one of you have. You can forecast how you're going to use this eclipse energy, even though it's volatile, even though it's hot, even though it is designed, the way it is set up, the way it's positioned could be triggering. But you could use this forecasting energy. You said putting something onto something. That's good. That's good, because a cast is something that you use to set, right? Okay, that's good. Keep on talking about forecast, because spirit works with you while spirit is working with me. And so when we talk about forecasting for yourself, what is the forecast? What is your forecast? One way to know your forecast, I'm gonna give you 5 ways and get on off of here, right? One of the ways to know, Cheryl said, I'm signing up. That's a rider right there. To prepare, yes. So one of the ways to forecast is your natal chart. Your natal chart. If you have not had your natal chart read with me, you hadn't been read, girl, because you would be using it every day in your life, in your children's life, in your love, in your sex, in your money. Because that's what I focus on. How can you use it? Not just to know, well, when I was born, I was sitting this many degrees, and I've been read like that too, but how can you use it every month? Okay. Well, we need to use it this month. How many of you have an Aries sun, Aries rising, or Aries moon? Talk to me. Any Aries in the house? Aries suns, Aries moon, Aries rising. Now you say, okay, well, that's the obvious, right, of how it can affect you directly. But what if you have Aries in your Mercury, and Mercury is in retrograde? Because that means that your communication could be hot. Do you all know any Aries? Do you have any Aries in your life? Do you know how they communicate? Do you know how quick-tempered they can be, how impatient they can be, how determined, how they are warriors? Even the women are warriors. Anybody got any Aries people in their life? Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries rising? Anybody? Well, you can learn what these terms mean. Come on into the circle. Don't be outside the circle. I talk about these terms all the time. Drop a couple of terms. Drop 3 terms today, and I'll give you what 3 of the terms mean. Okay? All right? Okay. Frida said, my son, you said, I just can't talk to him. Thank you for your honesty, because it can be your children that you can't tell what to do. Aries are the adventurers, the warriors. They put themselves first. They want to be first. They are about being first. So much they can be a little selfish, because it's all about me, me, me. Aries represents the phase of the baby, the baby before they learn their no. Aries represents that first developmental phase. Okay. Thank you for saying that. My sister just said Instagram is changing my voice speed, and that's why I'm moving off of these platforms. Connect with me. If you're on YouTube, the number is scrolling. If you are at a desk, write this down. Text Rebirth 360 to 883 594 3112. Let me make sure I gave it to you right, child, because I don't be using this thing all the time like I should. Okay, I want you to be able to, let me make sure I'm telling you the right number. Yeah, don't laugh at me, but laugh with me. Okay. Okay. So this is a distraction right now. I own it. I own that I got distracted. I own it 100%. Yeah. 833. I think I put the number in wrong. 833 594 3112. 833 312. Sorry. 833 594 3112. Text Rebirth 360. Somebody put that in the chat for me. 833 594 3112. I slowed down. That is exactly how Aries energy can move in if you are a Aries Mercury, right? Thank you. You got it right. Thank you so much. I got to fix it on my own tickler here, right? I'm glad I caught it, to be able to see, like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. But that's the thing about knowing your design. And manifesting generators, we move really fast. So one of the things we have to make peace with is having to go back over our information again. So, okay. So that being said, in a Mercury retrograde, which means I have to slow down even more. And that's why grounding matters. That's why sitting down to ground yourself, putting your feet into on the earth, that's another one. So one, know your natal chart. We got that, right? Know your natal chart. Come get a refresher reading. If you've been read by me, I have a special for those of you who would like a refresher. The second thing is grounding. This energy is necessary for us to ground, but not during the retrograde. How many of you are in my tribe and you heard me say, cover your head? This is a season to cover your head. Your head is your Ori. It is your spiritual center. On Sunday, we're going to have a special head blessing ceremony in our She Magic Sunday for those who are in the tribe. If you haven't come into the tribe, get into the tribe. It's a 7-day subscription, 7-day trial for you to see if you like the information there. We're constantly loading more information that can make it worth your while. It is a love offering. It's only a love offering. So, but you get 7 days. So if you come in today, you'll be able to come absolutely free. If you want to stay, you stay. If you want to go, you can go. You can pause it, all of that. So we're going to do that on Sunday because that is going to ground us. So if you ground from the bottom with your feet to the earth, there's so much you can learn about grounding. Just study grounding on YouTube of what it does to heal your body, heal your system. And then if you're blessing your head, you're covering the top and the bottom. Okay. All right. So now the third thing, somebody say the third thing. I would recommend that you also work with your human design. I am also offering free readings of human design because you need to know how to move if you are a manifesting generator and a generator. This energy is fast. Projectors, reflectors, they move a little slower. They need to move a little slower. So, but for us who move fast, generators, manifesting generators, we need to slow down. We need to slow down and not see it as something bad. This energy that we're talking about is not bad, but we don't need to be out in it. Okay. All right. So we got we have natal chart, we have grounding, we have human design, and we have, I wish y'all could see my cat over here playing like he doesn't have a care in the world. Okay. Then the fourth thing is, I cannot emphasize this enough for those of you who are in the tribe, for those of you who are enamored with spiritual things. You cannot be the priestess of your household and you don't pray. You got to have a prayer practice, and not just a prayer practice when something is wrong, when you're afraid. God is not your necessarily your 911. If that's the only relationship with God, then it's a baby food relationship. Babies cry when something is wrong so somebody can come and save them. And that's a baby food relationship. Come feed me. Wah, come feed me. I'm uncomfortable. Wah, I'm wet. Wah. I pooped on myself. Wah, wah, wah. That's the relationship that many of us have been taught in traditional religion to have with God. Okay. Let's grow it up. Let's grow it up. What am I doing? I'm teaching an affirmative prayer class on IVTV. And because of the offer I made to them, I'm extending that offer to you. What am I doing? I'm eliminating excuses. Do you know that people email me and say, I want to work with you. Do you have something for $50? Then when I say, oh, yeah, sure, I have a master class that's cheaper than that. I have this and I have that you can purchase for $25. They said, no, I don't want that. I want you. Well, baby, I ain't discounted. I'm not a discount. I'm not just a charity. I am a ministry. We are doing ministry. This is my ministry. But you start where you can. You start where you can. What am I doing? I'm eliminating. Affirmative prayer is something we all need to remember, because every time people awaken on their spiritual journey, I hear it all the time. I don't even know how to pray. I don't want to pray that same way. I don't want to beg and moan. I don't want to call on that particular name. But see, we don't have to call on any particular name when you know how to pray with the attributes of God. When you understand how to work with a discount, you understand what the attributes of God. Excuse me, I saw a discount in the comments. So, hey sis, so good to see you. And so yeah, so listen, affirmative prayer. The title is called "Can You Hear Me Now?" And I'm teaching it, and it's so good and so refreshing to be with people who this information is new to. I think that sometimes in our sisterhoods, we take each other for granted. We take for granted, and we just let somebody else pray. But what happens in this season? You're going to be called to pray. Can you pray the paint off of the walls without begging and moaning and waiting to be saved? Because you are rising up to call in the energy and pull down and cut cords, which is probably, where am I? I'm on the fourth thing. Am I on the fourth thing or the fifth thing? Help me out, somebody. We also may need to do some cord cutting. I'm not going to give an example of a prayer, Frida, because you pray with me on Sunday. You heard me pray the prayer, and you can go on to the link in my bio and make that purchase. It's half off right now. It's a love offering. If I've put a seed in your life, put a seed in mine. Okay. All right. And so I pray all the time. Y'all hear me pray. What do you hear me pray? Affirmative prayers. You hear me pray affirmative prayers. And so the final thing, thank you, Janelle, is cord cutting. There are things there's not just people we need to cut cords to. We need to cut cords to some thought forms, to some habits. We got to cut some cords to things that no longer feel good when we're talking about the soft life and your feminine. Cut the cords to gossip. Cut the cords to people who spend time talking about other people negatively. I wrote a post, I was telling you, I said, I spend so much time looking up that I don't have time to look down on nobody. I'm trying to look up, look higher, look to the hills from whence cometh my help. I don't have time to be looking down, doing lives, calling out people. You think I hadn't seen all kind of stuff that I don't talk about? You don't think I hadn't seen scams? You don't think that I've seen people trying to work their craft? You don't think I've seen it? You don't think it's been directed at me or my mentors? But why would I give that airtime? Cut the cord on behaviors and getting sucked in because you have a grievance or because you have a low vibrational energy that sets you into drama, conflama, pain. Cut the cord. Cut the cord. I'm cutting the cords on some things. There's some people, some things, some places, some things I've been holding on to. Even me, Lord. I found myself in a conversation in the tribe. We have meetups on Wednesdays now, and I did my meetup right from the bed this morning. Thank God a sister loved me enough to tag me because I've been timeline hopping. Do you all know about timeline hopping? Meaning you're a day ahead, a day behind. You're losing track of time. These are the ascension symptoms that are happening. This is not a negative time. However, it is a time to be have discernment and to move wisely. Yes, Imani. Imani said, I hold my tongue and not give it any energy. So, but speaking of holding our tongue, a lot of us are going to need to hold our tongues. You might not want to say the first thing that comes up and letting it come out. And then you might also want to check on your tone during this season. You can even feel the fieriness of this energy. And if you wonder why people are arguing, don't be surprised of what comes out in the media, the blogs, the exposures are going to continue. The exposures in this industry, because the media is the last place for things to fall. Everything else really has already been exposed for what it is. The media still is a huge part of mind control and central intelligence. Okay. So these thought forms, these things, us tuning into Diddy, us tuning into the this and Risa Tisa and this and that and this, all of that is energy that you could be using to charge up your own crystal. Energy that you could be using to call in your feminine abundance, call in your prosperity and abundance, call in your abundance. Our abundance, because a good thing is happening. I was before I was getting on, I was washing my hair, which is why it's all wrapped up, because I couldn't get all that hair together in 30 minutes. This is not a 30-minute project. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know whose child I thought I was, but I am going to create a list in the tribe for those who have invested and who are invested in. And I see Renee, I see Dana, I see Monique. I want to make sure that I get a note out to you that I've been meaning to get, so that you all can get into the space. That's the rebirth, team rebirth, still for life, I think. Yeah. I was going to tell y'all something. So, I get downloads before I come. I get transmissions and that type of thing. And I heard, make a list. If anybody says, I want to understand the terms, I want to understand what you're saying, I want to read out. If you're not spiritually lazy and you say, I want to read, I want to listen, I'm going to make a hot list. A quick list of sources that you can tap into, listen to while you're getting dressed, that will support some of the things you hear me say. If you're a scholar, I'll give you scholars. If you needed more African Center, I'll give you African Center. If you need it to be cosmology and technology and science, I'll give it to you that way, because the truth is spilling over. One of the things that we are going to need to do is genealogy. See, it's cool to be the feminine and the goddess and all this thing when we're talking about pleasure and just feel good. And we're talking about looking good and attracting a lover and keeping a husband. Oh, that's when it's a priority for some of you. But honey, when you're talking about being the priestess of your household, that means of your family too. It means that sometimes they're going to ignore you. They're not going to pay attention to you. When you tell them to prep their house, to get a generator, to have water on storage, to do certain things to prepare, they may ignore you, but that's okay. You are the one. You are the chosen one. Can the chosen ones just drop a heart in the comments for yourself, not for me? Put a heart in the comments, because out of the heart flows the issues of life, and your heart matters. The heart represents the subconscious mind. And that's right. You gotta pray the prayer. Create in me a clean heart, renew in me a right spirit, so that I will not be weary in well doing. You understand? I'm talking to myself too. You are the chosen ones. You are the cultural custodians. You are the record keepers. You are the awakeners. You are the ones who were meant to feel. You can feel things that other people can feel. You can see things and hear things and see handwriting on the wall, because you may have a piece, but you may, hey sis, Makosi, I think I said that right. Did I say that right, Sabira? So you may have a piece, but somebody else has another piece. You got to keep studying. When the word says study and show thyself approved, when the word says study and show thyself, not show your pastor, not show your mama. No, oh, am I getting excited? Ooh, look, I don't want to give too much heat to this perimenopause, because that's the next series that I'm gonna do. Because what spirit had been saying to me is that perimenopause is another initiation, and I have found that the evidence, the data to support it. First of all of the stages a woman goes through, even her cycle, is a form of initiation and ceremony. Come on now. I want somebody, just like you are the algorithm, I want you to get this in your spirit. I am the ceremony. I am the ceremony. I am the sanctuary. I am the temple. And how are you praising and worshiping in your temple? How are you anointing your head with oil? How are you confessing, going into confessionals? Huh? Come on now. It's the season to stop playing. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. You got to get off of the fence. Stop trying to not upset the apple cart. The apple cart has already been turned over. Yes, you are the temple. You are the temple. You are the ceremony. Yes, you are the algorithm. And so if when you are sovereign, you don't ask for permission for certain things. You may have to ask for forgiveness, but you don't have to ask for permission for certain things. So one of the things that I've been trying to do is to move us into one space. People say, I don't know when you go live. I don't know which platform. Guess what? Those are some of the chords I'm going to cut. I'm announcing it live so that I can hold myself accountable. So if you want to volunteer, if you want to help me, come on, help. Your girl needs a little bit more administrative and tech help. Okay. But I refuse to be subjected to the algorithm of Facebook and Instagram that sometimes shows and sometimes doesn't. And I'm not popular enough. I know some of y'all think I'm so popular. Y'all, you should hear some of the things y'all say to me when we are in person or on the phone. The problem is I'm probably too accessible. Probably a little bit too southern and want everybody to get it. I'm surrendering it, because there are the freeple. Sometimes when we specialize in the freeple, they don't want nothing but the free, and those people can't grow when you grow. I'm talking to you, mama. I'm talking to you, group leader. I'm talking to you, mentor. I'm talking to you, priest. I'm talking to you, priestess. When you grow, there are going to be people who come along with you when you started that won't grow with you. And so the people who won't grow with you can't go with you. And I'm talking to my heart, my own heart. Because when you want people to grow with you, and you want people to go with you, and they'll stop showing up. They'll stop, because their coping mechanisms, their assignment, the cords they need to cut may not be the exact same as yours. And that's okay. That's okay. The freeple cannot go. The sheeple don't want to come. And they're not written in the Constitution. We are not, when they wrote we the people, they're not even talking about us. Even in the Constitution, you got to know who are the people. Who are the we? Who's the we that's talking about we the people? So today I gave you ways, because people are saying, hey, listen, I want to be on the perimenopause conversation. I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm telling you how you can do it, and I'm telling you get in so you get all the overspill, the specials, the you know how people have secret sales. I have secret sales all the time, but I'm talking about sometimes closed door meetings, shut-ins, honey. We have. So remember when I did the frequency readings, the final thing, the frequency reading. Thank you, Renee. Renee said, if you're viewing on YouTube, make sure you like this video. I forget to do that. I am going to be posting much more on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube, Rebirth with LaTanya on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. I'm going to find one place. Right now, I'm going to tell you what feels good. When we talk about juicy, we focus on what feels good. What y'all think feels good to me? Because Facebook and Instagram, I ain't feeling so good. Well, my Facebook people are loyal. There are a lot of the freeple. There are a lot of the people who came around from different communities. My Facebook community really does reflect a lot of my life, but they're not necessarily in the tribe. And they take you for granted because they think they know you. People who met you 20 years ago, 15 years ago, think that that's the version of you that exists when they see you. But how many of you know, as a Gemini, as a manifesting generator, as an air sign, as a one who rebirthed, a rebirthologist, guess what? I'm always changing and rebirthing. People think they know me. And so on Facebook, when you connect with your high school friends, your grade school friends, people you went to that church with, but you don't necessarily go to that church anymore. The people you went to college with, people from college you hadn't seen since the Bayou Classic of I don't know how long ago, since homecoming of and when they see you out, what do they say? Girl, I love your posts. Oh, I saw you when you was living in Costa Rica. Oh, girl, they think they know you. People think they know folks who are on Young and the Restless. People think they know these reality stars, but I bet y'all didn't know all of that was going on at Diddy's house, did you? Huh? I'm just saying. We think we know people. But anyway, let me tell y'all this so I can go on and get up out of here. When we talk about algorithm, when we talk about ceremony, when we talk about knowing your natal chart, your human design, and your blueprint reading, that's what I offer, the blueprint reading. Well, the blueprint reading and the frequency reading go hand in hand. This is the AO scan. I am going to do a special session on Sunday evening to ground us. They keep on adding so many things this is Tesla technology. How many of you know about med beds? How many of you know about the upcoming med beds? The med beds are using sound, frequency, light codes to heal your body. The United States does not want them here. And there's so much more I could say because we're talking about $1 billion industry that profits off of us being sick. I just realized that I was holding this type of technology in my hand. And so one of the things that they've added is where I can do group frequencies. Now, I always could go into a room and send frequencies in a room, a workshop, and clear energy in the room. See, many of us are used to being energy workers, Reiki practitioners, healers. But what you know is when we say that the old model of healing has expired, where we martyr ourselves, where we use our own energy to heal energy, you can use the light codes already in us. And what this does is it sends light frequencies into the body. you'll be able to tell me in this session what you need. I can program it in this session and send you light codes. It's probably the love offering will probably be like $20. If you are interested, you can let me know. But that's going to be a Sunday pre-eclipse. There's so much going on. I'll close with this. This is this retrograde is coming in strong in Aries under a total eclipse. Do you understand? It is in conjunction with our Venus and Chiron. That means you have to govern your relationships. Your relationships, don't be surprised at what comes up if they've been toxic, because Chiron is the wounded healer. That means you could easily be triggered. You could easily be triggered. You could say something you don't mean. Or you could say the thing that you've been holding back for so long. It is about communication. It's about matters of the heart, and not just romantic relationships. This is also about your core childhood wounds, trauma, this energy. And it's not just one event. Eclipse energies typically last about 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes longer, 6 weeks. This one, the effects of this one is going to last all year. It's a total eclipse coming in a weird direction. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west, but that's not the direction. Is it really the sun that we know? Do you know that there's more than one sun? There's more than one moon? So it's coming. Is it really the sun we've known, or is it Nibiru? Or is it the black sun? Because there's a black sun. And if you're studying, if you listen to other contemporaries of mine, you've heard some of these things. They talk about them. This doesn't have to be foreign to you. So I'm going to make this hot list so that you can get this information and you can get in and get in where you fit in. So I'm going to be giving these frequencies. The frequency reading one-on-one is still on special. I'm going to be using my AL scan, my frequency every day. If you are a medical professional, massage therapist, energy worker, chiropractor, or another coach, and you want to learn more about this, I'm going to be working with other spiritual entrepreneurs who want to, or you want to be the priestess of your household and use it for your children, because you can scan your house every day and send energy to your children every day and cover them. I'm doing one. Listen, when I was talking to y'all about perimenopause, how come I had solutions? So I literally, everything that I've been dealing with is starting to clear up. I'm so happy to be sleeve free, because one of the things with perimenopause is you itch. Y'all heard Tabitha Brown talking about it, and you see that? Eczema flare-ups, allergies to certain fabrics. We got to talk about this perimenopause, honey, because you're being initiated, and the traditional allopathic medicine will have you treating it like it's something else, okay? Like it's an illness, and it's a spiritual elevation. So there's a lot happening on the planet. And it's happening in you. It's happening around you. It's going to be happening in others that you are connected to in some way, whether it be work, love, play, or moving around hell in traffic. Whatever you do, find a way to find your peace, to balance your chakras, your energy, whether it's meditation, whether it's getting out in the sun, it's the foods that we eat, the songs that we sing. This is not the time for you to be singing. What's her name? Funky Red? No, Sexy Red. Okay, sorry. Mama shouldn't have said that. Auntie shouldn't have said that. But hey, the character is the character. Don't be singing that. Don't be careful with your gangster rap. Half of the Nicki Minaj told you half of the rappers is the DL. Be careful what spells you're speaking over your life. I'm not gonna go listen to some No Limit. I'm Gen X, so it's No Limit. Bout it, ride it. I'm about that No Limit Soldier, honey. I'm about that Cash Money Records. I'm not gonna put that on. I ain't gonna put that on until this energy settles down. I'm not putting none of that on, honey. It's gonna be affirmation music. It's going to be some R&B love songs, Marvin Gaye. It's gonna be the Temptations, honey. It's gonna be some of the blues. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I'm going. You understand? This is where we're going. Don't. In other words, I'm making light of it, but be mindful, not mindless, and be mindful what you're in proximity to, who you're in proximity to, what's preparing your food, who's preparing your food. And lastly, I told everybody, cover your head. I would say for a week or 2 weeks, when you're outside, you might want to cover your head. Aries represents the head. And there's a possibility of sudden insanity, nervous breakdowns for other people who are already mentally fragile, not to mention the high functioning depression. Finally, I will say this. There is a new Shift Talkers group in the Rebirth 360 Sanctuary that is absolutely free. You will be able to get all alerts, updates, conversations, and ongoing information in the new Shift Talkers Power Circle. I'm going to put the link to that in the Shift Talkers broadcast in the Rebirth Woman group. You see why your girl has to cut cords and consolidate? It's too much. My goal is wraparound services, and that's what the Rebirth 360 space that we have is wraparound services 360. Come. Woo, let me say this. Come. And finally, this is a final one for real. Get hydrated. Get hydrated in your spirit. Get hydrated in your lovemaking. Get hydrated in your soul. Get hydrated in your communication. Get hydrated. A lot of depression over time physically is because we don't have the water, the lithium balance in our body that water provides. Juicy is more than sensuality. Juicy is a spiritual organism that is opening women up to themselves to stand sovereign in your womanhood, defining your relationship with your spiritual gifts on your own terms. I love you, and there is nothing that you can do about it. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Make sure you connect with me on all platforms. Link is in my bio. Or you can go to rebirthwithlatanya.info. There's a lot going on in our community. Get in where you fit in. I love you. Ciao. Let me see. How do I end all this stuff? Okay, am I? Okay, did I end it? There we go. Okay, now I'm doing here. Like, comment on the YouTube video.